current ducking of Pitbull Cruz, you're going to start to see an influx of Mexican fighters ducking. Now, this ain't nothing personal. We just speaking the politics of boxing and why I say this. You have to understand, Canelo Alvarez is done. All right? He's done. And everybody know he's done. So Canelo Alvarez at this point is nothing but a walking dead man. Every corner he turns, it's a tough fight that he don't want to fight. There's nowhere to run. And it's obvious Canelo Alvarez is not interested in passing the torch. You know? And that's where the old boxer or the old champion usually fights a new champion. And basically, a passing of the torch happens. The same thing happened with Floyd and Oscar De La Hoya and so forth and so on. It's nothing new in boxing. This is what happens. But since Canelo don't want to fight Mexican fighters, it's a shame, but that means he won't be passing the torch on to another Mexican fighter. 9 times out of 10, when he retires and when he stops boxing, it's not going to be a passing of the torch type of scenario. So the boxing has a problem, okay? That leaves a big gap in the market, okay? The Latino fan base makes up for a huge piece of the pie in boxing revenue, okay? Now, if you don't have Canelo around, then I represent Mexico kind of thing, who are they going to have to fill that shoe? So basically, if Canelo's not going to pass the torch, they're going to have to build another Canelo. Everything I'm saying is facts. They're going to have to build another Canelo because that's too big of a market just to leave absent. That's leaving too much money on the floor. So they need to get a guy that the Mexican fan base is finna get behind. And I know what some of you saying, well, what about David Benavidez? David Benavidez is a good candidate. And yes, he could replace Canelo. He could. But for some reason, they don't back David Benavidez like that. And it's a shame because it looks to be stemming from just who he signed to. Just think of all the people who are so pro Canelo, so pro Gennady Golovkin, but they anti-Caleb Plant. And why are they anti-Caleb Plant? He has a complexion in which they appeal to. What's the problem? Because of who he signed to. A large portion of American boxing fans don't support Caleb Plant simply because of who he signed to. And that's the same thing with David Benavidez, because David Benavidez was somebody they should have been jumped behind already. But they still haven't done it. Yes, and there's several other boxers out there that can do it. But the fan base is not getting behind them like they got behind a Gennady Golovkin. So the reason why I say you're going to see an increase in Mexican fighters ducking prime black fighters is because they got to replace Canelo. It's as simple as that. Now that's broken down in a way where you might not like necessarily what I just said, but nobody can deny that it's true. Okay? It's true. For the same reason, well, to a certain extent, Deontay Wilder was babied like he was. Because until Deontay Wilder, we haven't had a heavyweight champion, American, in over 10 years before Deontay Wilder. And guess what? We still don't got one. We still don't got one. So that's a replacement that need to take place as well. All right? So, it's no doubt that they need to cover that spot. Now you get to see why people are allowed to cheat. People are allowed to duck. You know, WBC says this, then they say something else. And all these special privileges seem to be extended strictly towards the Latino fighter. So you can expect to have more situations like Pitbull Cruz and Shakur Stevenson. You can expect that. There's no way it's not going to happen. Because if not, they have to build the Canelo the original old school way by getting in there and taking scalps. But they don't want to do that, in case you haven't figured that out yet. They don't want to do that. They need to keep this fan base happy, and they're aware that this fan base really doesn't care if they fight the best. They just want somebody to cheer behind and talk crap about everybody else while doing it. That's why I say you're going to see more ducking. And as sure as the sky is blue, it's coming. That's my thoughts on this. Leave your thoughts in the comments section. Bruce Vane, I'm out.